there, Dinga. How you doing, buddy? Well, it's Thursday, and we are heading, if I can get this camera to ever work for me, which it never does. I need a new camera. I'm gonna get one. I see that dot on. Anyway, we're gonna head up that top of that hill over there, about 1,000 feet up. So we're gonna park and head over there, and when we get to the top, we're gonna do another hike video. This time we're gonna do a pack again. But, this pack, the problem is I never know with this camera if I've zoomed or not. So it's kind of irritating. Let me see if I can. Yeah, see, it did zoom on me. Okay. That's crazy. I need a new camera. That's all there is to it. This time we're using a different pack. We're taking this M1952 mountain pack. In Vietnam it was considered the M1952 jungle pack, and it was used by 101st Airborne, Screaming Eagles, and other airborne, and special forces used it because I could pack a lot of stuff into this bag, and they would be gone long-range patrol for, you know, up to a week or more, and they needed to be able to carry more gear, so they were issued this M1952. And this is really a spin-off from the 10th Mountain Division mountain ruck. It was made in the, I think, in the 1940s. So it's basically just an improvement on that system there. It's a frame pack. It uses a steel hollow frame, a hollow steel frame. The shoulder pads are padded. You know, I reinforced them up here with some leather and rivets just to give them more strength. And then I'm going to use this pack here, and this is my M1956 web gear with a Molly 2 waist belt attached. Instead of my butt pack, I have been using this now for 8 or 9 years. So I'll explain later why I use the Molly pack on here instead of my canvas butt pack. It'll make sense later. So yeah, so go up 1,000 feet, a couple of miles, and then we'll sit down and go over things with you. We'll get our workout in, and we'll be able to show you guys another pack. But for right now, that's where we're going. So this is Woods. We'll check you later. Well, I don't want to do that too many times. I know I set that shot up. But yeah, that's where we came up from, so still got a little ways to go up. Then we'll stop and we'll go over this backpack and what I'm carrying today: the knife, the Molly 2 set up on the M1956 web gear. We'll go over all that. Anyway, yeah, okay. A quick note here. That plant right there, Let's see, yeah, that plant right there. That is Bitterroot. That's what the Bitterroot Mountains were named after. And this is the Montana state flower right here. And the root down in there is pretty bitter, and it's pretty impalatable until you dig it up, open it up. There's a red vein running through that root. You pull that, you remove that red vein out of there. It's just too bitter to eat. And then the Native Americans would gather these in huge bundles, and they would do what I said. They'd remove that vein out of there, then they'd soak the roots for a while, then they'd slow roast them for hours and hours until most of that bitterness came out. I believe it was Lewis that it was Meriwether Lewis that named that Bitterroot, because he found it pretty impalatable, the cakes they made from these. But they were a staple food source for many of the tribes out west. Yeah, so there it is. That's the Bitterroot. Anyway, this is Woods. We'll get back to you. Well, looks like Dinga got here before me. Hey, Ding. See you, mate? A little windy, huh? We should drop down out of here, get out of this wind. What do you think, Ding? He says, no, this feels great. He's got a shade tree and he's got a nice breeze. Maybe I'll give him a couple of minutes. Attaboy, Dinga, dude. That's a good job. Yeah, I'll tell you, these red heelers, they're pretty faithful animals. They're pretty tough animals, too. Stubborn. Okay. Okay. The wind's gonna, come up every now and then, so if you can't hear me, it's probably because of the wind. So there's a storm coming in, so I'm going to try to make this pretty fast. As you can see, I'm wearing an M1952 US Army Rucksak, a mountain pack. In Vietnam, they call them jungle packs. They were used by the 101st Airborne Division and by Special Forces for long-range patrol operations. Okay, now I got it, and I just use it for these hikes, so maybe for an overnighter or something. Anyway, you could easily put a week's worth of gear in here. Now the reason I wanted to show you that I use this pack, this waist pack, this MOLLE waist pack, along with my web gear, my M1956 web gear, is because this allows me to carry a backpack without interfering with the butt pack. Now, the M1956 butt pack is a nice pack, and I own a couple of them, but they ride too high on your up from your back, so it interferes with wearing a backpack. This doesn't. So this pack here, this butt pack, waist pack, this MOLLE 2 waist pack rides, it's wider and it's lower, and so it's easy to carry a rucksack. Okay, so that's kind of why I modified my outfit here. But here you can see the metal frame on this pack. It's a heavy canvas. I don't know, it's maybe 18-ounce canvas. It's pretty heavy. The shoulder straps are padded, unlike the earlier version. The earlier versions were made in the late 1930s for the 10th Mountain Division to be used over in Switzerland and places like that, where, not Switzerland, but in the mountains where they were fighting the Germans. They developed this pack and it was Obviously it was a rip-off from the Norwegian style pack, which the Norwegian military was already using. In the 1930s, Ole Bergen first developed his pack, which was very similar in design to this. And so this is obviously taken from that design. And if you look at this pack, it has 3 pockets on the outside, much like a large Alice pack. The difference is it doesn't have flow-through hold on, let me wait for that wind to stop. That storm's coming fast. Okay. So we don't have the pass-through pockets like they did on the Alice pack. So the Alice pack really was kind of a rip-off of this design right here. I mean, this looks like a large Alice, really. And it functions very much like a large Alice. Now this one, unlike the earlier World War II versions, the 10th Mountain Division mountain pack, this has a pocket right here for you can stow some gear on the top lid. A couple of the versions of the earlier versions, the M1954s and so on and so forth, did have a pocket under the flap, but you can see this pack is in excellent condition. But it's got that big wide pocket just like the Alice pack, and then it's got 2 large but smaller pockets on the side. And it has some M1910 attachments here for gear. I just have a threw my trail hawk in there, the cold steel trail hawk. And this is a World War II first aid kit. It's a jungle first aid kit. I've upgraded a lot of the stuff in here, so it's perfectly usable. You can hang canteens here, bayonets. There's 3 of these gear attachments on the outside. There's another one in here. So you can hang canteens, bayonet, and trenching tool. And over here, on this, there's a strap here. And this strap here, which goes through this really thick grommet here, was actually used for attaching your rifle for the people when they would attach their rifle down here, and then they would wrap this around the barrel and clip it off. This long cord here, which I just use for a grab handle now, was actually used for wrapping around a rifle, so you didn't have to hold on to it. You could actually fasten it to the side of your pack. That's why they only have these gear hangers on the one side and not on the other, because your rifle would be attached here, especially if you were climbing a mountain or something and you needed all your hands free. So yeah, so hopefully we can see all that. I'll have to, when I look back at this video, it'll probably be crap and I won't be able to use it. But anyway, so that's the rucksack. So I can carry that rucksack, and I can put a lot of stuff in that rucksack. Very much like a large Alice. It has a capacity of about 3,800 cubic inches in the main bag, and then it has the 3 large pockets outside. You can hang other pouches from it here, and it's hard to find these in good shape anymore. This was in mint condition when I got it. I got it off of Evil Bay. So if you're really interested, if you look around and you're patient, you could probably find one in good condition if you're interested in picking one up. Now, I'm sure there's a lot about this pack. Now, I like it because it does keep the frame off your back a little bit, so it does allow air, much like the Alice packs, to flow in your back. It's not the most comfortable pack to carry, but I'm not complaining, you know. So yeah, Alright, so then we have this gear, and on here I have a knife here that I carry on this harness all the time. This knife, I just cleaned up the blade for the picture, but yeah, that has a curly maple handle in it. Okay, beautiful knife, isn't it? I'm going to surprise you all now and tell you that originally is a Condor Hudson Bay camp knife. That's a Condor Hudson Bay camp knife that I've just modified. I reshaped it, rehardened, retempered it, and put these beautiful scales on, made it real comfortable. So that's what that is. As you can see, there's no distal taper in the blade. So, but it's a good knife, and I keep it on this system right here. And she just rides right like that. And then I've got the waist pack here. I've got my bear spray here, okay, for grizzly bears, because we do have grizzly bears. And that's another piece of MOLLE gear that's just attached to this M1956 canvas cotton web belt. This came out in the late 1960s or mid 1960s, after the war started. Before that, they didn't have the see if I can show you this. They didn't have the vertical weave. They had a parallel weave in these belts. But they found this to be a little stiffer and a little bit longer wearing, so they went ahead. So this is the M1950. Sorry guys, the batteries went dead. So anyway, my system here, if anybody wants to see it, I'll do a separate review on this MOLLE waist belt. But you see, it's just kind of, look out, Dayton, come on, over here. I put some snaps on through the belt and through the pack, and I just slid the belt right through this sleeve in the back of the MOLLE waist pack, and I repurposed these straps here to attach with the wire hangers. I got hooked. I left the hooks that are on here, and I just redesigned all this to take the H harness. So anyway, I can do a separate review on all that. M1945 canteen stainless steel, made by a company called Vollrath in 1945, and this is a 1950s canteen cover. I don't know if I covered it already, but you know, first aid kit, my knife, bear spray, there it is. But anyway, I can do a more and explain how I did this at some time, at some future time, if somebody was really interested in knowing how it was done. So anyway, my battery's gonna go dead again, so me and the dude, we're gonna saddle up and get down off of this ridge before that storm catches us. So this is Woods. I appreciate you guys coming along. I appreciate you watching my videos and stuff. Stay out of the hot sun. Take her easy, but take her. And we'll see you in the next one. Woods out.